Let us start with Ashtakvarga. This is the second exceptional rule. The first one is the Shodashvarga, which we have seen in the previous part. Now, what Ashtakvarga says? Ashtakvarga is a very interesting chapter of Brihad Parashari Purashara. So far, what we have seen that we need to first find out a promise of an event, right? Then we have to see the execution of an event with the help of Mahadasha and Antardasha. Then the delivery of an event with the help of Gochar. But there are some exception rules as well. Everything is saying yes, and still that event is not happening. Then we need to go and check where the problem is coming from. So Shodash Varga is the one way with which we can go and see whether that particular Varga promises are being cancelled or not. The second one is the Ashtak Varga. Ashtak Varga says, instead of Ashtak Varga, I'll first explain you the execution of promise. In execution of promise, what we have seen the Mahadasha Lord and the Antardasha Lord. The Mahadasha Lord and the Antardasha Lord, they both offer the reason or the promise. The promise being executed with the help of Mahadasha and Antardasha. Now, how will they offer the result? They offer the result with three simple principles. The first principle is wherever they sit, they offer the 100% of result. Wherever their rashis are placed or the signs are placed, they offer 60 to 70% of result of that house. And the third is wherever they aspect, they offer 30 to 40% of result of that house. Okay. By that way, if we try to see a planet, let's take an example of Venus. In what all houses the results will come for Venus. So what is our rule? Our rule says, our rule is very simple. Our rule says wherever it sits, it gives 100% result. So it will offer a 100% result of first house. Then wherever its rashis are, the Taurus, that is Taurus sign belongs to Venus and Libra sign belongs to Venus. So the first house is being the result of first house will come in Venus and the sixth house will also come in Venus only. And where it aspects, it has only seventh aspect, right? So this house. So if I try to mark it, I will mark these three houses. So in any Mahadasha of Venus or Antardasha of Venus under any planet, these three houses will be activated. Venus will offer the result of these three houses only. So what about other houses? Will it give any result or it won't give any result in those houses? So here, Parasharji says there is a different school of thought altogether. That will lead us to Ashtakvarga. Now, what Ashtakvarga says? Ashtakvarga says that every planet except Rahu and Ketu are not being taken into the consideration while calculating mathematics of Ashtakvarga. So all the planets except Rahu and Ketu, they influence or they offer result of every house. This is a very simple rule of Ashtakvarga. There is a big calculation behind it. We are not going to get into that. But I will explain you how it works. So this is the chart. Now what it says, every planet will offer some result to a house. Okay, and that is dynamic. So dynamic means for every chart it will change. So let's see what is happening in this chart. You can see a sun is giving 2 points to the first house, then the 4 point to the second house, then again 4 to fourth house, and similarly 5 to fifth house. But as I said, this is dynamic and this will be changing for every chart. Okay. So similarly, you can see it for all the planets. Sun has given some numbers to every house. Mars has given some numbers to all the houses. Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Everyone has given some numbers in some random fashion to all the houses. So let's start adding them. Let's add the first house number given by Sun, that is 2. Then Moon, that is 4. Then Mars, it is 3. Mercury, it is 4. Jupiter, it is 5. Venus, it is 5. Saturn, it is 3. If we add it, 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3, it will come 26. And you apply the same rule for every house. So once we apply it to the all houses, you will get this table. Okay, this is called Sarvashtak table. And the single digit numbers which are appearing here for all the planets individually, that is called as Bhinnashtakvarga, BAB, and this is SAV, Sarvashtakvarga and Bhinnashtakvarga. So what's the use of this? We have got the numbers, so the calculation part is done. What is the use of it? The use is very simple. You can see for any chart, whatever the sign is there in the Lagna, the same sign will be there in the Lagna of SAV chart. It is the same sign always. In all the softwares, you will see that. We will take an example now. Okay. So what it says, go back to this now. Great. So you can see here we have Taurus Lagna. Here the ascendant is Taurus again. So same, nothing is changed. But we have the Sarvashtak Varga here. The rule says the life is divided into 3 phases. The first phase is up to 24 years, which is the addition of 12th sign, first sign, second sign, and third sign. Mark it. Remember it very clearly. I am talking about the sign. I am not talking about the house numbers here. It is the sign number 12, sign number 1, sign number 2, and sign number 3. The phase 2, starting from 25th of the age of a person up to 48 years of a person, it will be an addition of 4, 5, 6, 7. Whatever the number will come, we'll just calculate it. Right now, I'll just delete these numbers. Okay. And the phase 3 is 49 to 72, that is 8, 9, 10, 11. These are the sign numbers and not the house numbers. Always remember. So let's calculate. Where is the 12th sign? We need to add all the numbers. This is the 12th sign. So we need to add all the numbers of 12, 1, 2, and 3. So let's add this 12, the number given to the first Rashi or the sign, then the second Rashi, and then the third Rashi. 30 and 30, 60, 60 and 40, 100, 104. So I'll just write here, or I just memorize and then I'll write. So this is for the phase 1 of life, phase 1. That is 104 marks that person has got for the phase 1. Now we will see the phase 2. Phase 2 will start from Cancer, 4, 5, 6, 11. Let's add this 26 plus 33 plus 30 plus 25. How much? So this is 90, 90 and 20, 110, 140. First is 104, second is 140. So let me write 104 and 140. Perfect. Now the last one is pending. Let's see what is happening. It will start from 8th Rashi, 9th Rashi, 10th Rashi, and 11th Rashi. Remember, it is Rashi and not the house number. I am repeating it because every time people make this mistake, this is a very common mistake while calculating numbers in Ashtakvarga. So 21, 24, 29, and 45. So you can see here, this is 45, 45 and 45, 90, 90 and 30 is 120 minus 1. So it is 119. So these are the numbers a person gets for his phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 life. So up to 24 years, he has got 104. From 25 to 48, he has got 114. And from 49 to 72 years, after that, it is a old age. So whatever you have, that will continue from the phase 3. So 190. If the phase of life is less than 105, it is a bad result for you. You won't get much good result compared to what you are expecting. So you have a desire, you are putting an effort, and you are expecting a good result. You will not get a good result, you will get a bad result. The results will not be in your favor. That's what it says. If the phase of life is in between 106 and 180, so yes, the result will be good. It is not up to the expectation, or maybe up to the expectation or below the expectation, but you will get some good results there. But if the phase of life is above 118, the result will be excellent. You will get outstanding result for all your efforts, and all your dreams and desires will get fulfilled. That's what it is. So you tell me now, for phase 1, will this person will be getting good results? No, because it is 104, that is below 105. So whatever efforts he is putting or whatever desires he was having during his first phase of life, he couldn't get good results. Between the age of 25 to 48, 114, he got good results. Okay, either the expectations were met, or he was at least nearing, he was at least reaching near to the expectations or fulfillment of the expectations. But after 49, it will zoom because he is getting 119 points. It is above 118 points. So whatever wish, whatever dreams he has seen, whatever efforts he is putting, he is getting a very good response for it, and a person will achieve what he is expected. So why we have discussed this? We have discussed this just to see how the Shodashvarga and Ashtakvarga will tell you whether they will allow the promise to be delivered or not. Though you will see that the promise is being executed, the promise is there. We are getting very good mass over there. There is a strength in the planet. There is a auspiciousness to the planet. The planet who's supposed to execute the promise, Mahadasha Swami and Antardasha Swami, they are also giving the result in a good fashion, and the delivery is also offering the result. Still, the result is not good. In that case, we need to look at Shodashvarga, whether it is allowing us a result for that particular uh, area of life, and we have a good period in Ashtakvarga. Jointly, they will tell you whether you can get a good result for whatever promise you have in your life. Okay, so we are good with the Shodashvarga and Ashtakvarga. If you have any questions, you can ask. Let me open the voice channel. You can unmute yourself, ask the question, and mute yourself. Go ahead. Hello.
I was curious about how those numbers. I mean, just if you can explain, like, in short, how those numbers come into those Ashtakvarga, those small charts in the first place. Like, what those numbers mean?
Okay, okay. There is some standard rules for it. Like if the sun is present in 11th house, then how, what all numbers it will give in the remaining house. If the Buddh, if the Mercury is coming in the 10th house, then the numbers. So there is a calculation for it. I don't precisely remember that.
Okay.
Sometime back, when I was studying Ashtakvarga in detail, when I was researching on it, actually, I studied that, but almost all the software gives it. So I
Yeah.
didn't bother of like remembering it.
Okay, fine, thanks.
Because you can compare these numbers in different software. There will be almost same. There will be just a difference of one or two. Even I have not seen the difference of two. Somewhere between one plus one or minus one difference will appear in Sarvashtakvar. That won't change the result much.
So is it possible that maybe sometimes the Shodashvarga indicates that supports the result, but maybe the Sarvashtakvarg doesn't show. So then it'll be
Yeah,
some mixed result.
exactly. So what will happen is, but the Sodeshvarga will always take the first step. It has more authority than Ashtakvarga because it talks about the cancellation of Varga itself.
Right.
Okay. Ashtakvarga is not talking about cancellation of any Varga. It is talking about the overall happiness in your life in a particular phase of life. Whether the efforts being put by a person to get a desired result, will he get it or not get it? That's what Ashtakvarga is saying. So in totality, it is talking about a very broad view. It is not giving a specific view. Shodashvarga will talk about the 16 pillars of your life. We usually have what all desires we have. We have a desire of marriage. We have desire of kids, house, vehicle, foreign, education, then spiritual growth, family, mother, father. What else we think throughout the day? We don't think much. We just think in these areas only, right? So whether a person will have a desire to achieve something in that particular area of life, and if he is having a desire, whether he is putting required efforts to achieve it, and in which Mahadasha and Antardasha he will get those results, that is being taught by Shodashvar. But it should be well supported by Ashtakvarga as well. If Ashtakvarga is giving 120 points or more than 120 points during that particular period, that person will definitely achieve whatever he is looking for. That's what I wanted to deliver.
Okay, and when we were looking at the strengths and auspiciousness of planets, because that's what the fundamental step, right?
Right,
And we were looking at the Multrikon thing, and basically, if it's a Multrikon, it comes in those Trik houses and those other houses, then it's functional malefic.
correct,
But and a natural malefic can become functional benefic if its Multrikon
correct,
does not
correct,
come to those houses.
correct.
But what
You're right.
about sometimes we see a lot of mention of if it's a in Trikon or Lord of Trikon or Kendra? Do we look at that?
Exactly. We can definitely look at it, but these are the sutras mainly coming from Laghu Parashari. Laghu Parashari is a different branch altogether. Uh, you can find out a book about Laghu Parashari, but again, the problem is there is no book telling us how to use those sutras. So it is a set of around 42 or 44 sutras, I believe. Like
I have
if
that
you
book, and after that last class, we said, actually,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
I,
read
I
that
have
one
given
book.
my I have given my good amount of time decoding that, but it seems they have not given a master key. They have just given the sutra.
Okay,
They
okay.
don't. It won't tell us how to use those.
So in BPHS, they don't look at Kendra Lord, Trikon Lord, and all that sort of
See,
stuff.
they do, but like they don't look at it the way Laghu Parachari look at it.
Uh-huh. So, because I'm trying to follow your system, doing everything step by step, trying to match events and stuff, and then that's where I got a little bit stuck. That do we look at Kendra Lord, Trikon?
So the problem is the kind of knowledge we gather over the period of time. So you try to differentiate between different branches of astrology. Don't mix them.
So if I follow your system, I don't. I just follow the Multrikon basis,
That's
right?
it. Simple.
Okay, fine, fine.
And that too, the whatever the system I have taught in this course, it is just a 25% of my total system. This is not
Of
the
course.
100%.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so if you are expecting a 100% result, it will be difficult. But what
Ah,
my intention was, I just wanted to deliver how the astrology is organized, how it works,
ah.
and I must have achieved a good success in that delivering.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because the
you're
kind of knowledge I have shared, I have not seen any book sharing this kind of knowledge. Either they are not doing it intentionally or they don't know it. These are the only two possibilities.
yeah. Everybody wants to become that expert on the YouTube and all that,
But
right?
that is not a good idea because I spent 17 years of my life, initial 10 years, just to decode the Brihad Parashari Horachastra. The
Oh,
only question was used to come in my mind every time: what this sutra will do. People are giving the sutra. That is okay. Kendra Drum Yog, Gaja Kesri Yog. My God, A person who is getting birth, like you will find 20-25% people on this earth who will be having Gajakesari Yoga. Why
Mm.
everyone is not getting billionaire? Why only specific people are getting billionaire? There is no justification to it. I used to get fed up. Like I used to get depressed with all these kind of books. I read more than 3,500 books in my life, many PDFs, articles, whatnot. But no one was talking about how to connect those and give the prediction. And that's what I do. So my idea was just to deliver you what I did in my life and how it works. And it worked fantastic.
You said some sutra about the Rahu and Ketu in the 11th house. Can you repeat it?
11th house. When did I say?
The Rahu and Ketu in the 11th house?
When did I say? Now? I didn't say anything
Not
about
now,
Rahu
I
and Ketu.
mean, some time back when you were teaching Ashtakvarga.
No, I said Rahu and Ketu are not taken into the calculation of Ashtakvarga altogether.
Okay, but what was related to 11th house that Rahu and Ketu will give results related to 11th house, or it will never give
No,
results
no,
related to
no, no,
11th
no.
house?
No, Ashtakvarga won't consider Rahu and Ketu for mathematical calculation. So it is kept outside of
Okay.
that. Rahu and Ketu influences being a natural malefic in Shodashvarga. That's what I said, probably, if it is related to Shodashvarga.
Okay.
Okay, so we will conclude this course now today. And I will be uploading these videos to YouTube. So if you want, you can watch it.
And if you can, you'll be announcing your upcoming courses on your.
Yeah, I am starting a English batch hopefully by mid of April because my current batch will get over by that time. So you
Okay.
can consider safely that today is a Tuesday, right? So we can say either on 15th or on 20th. 15th of April or 20th of April, I'll be starting the Vedic astrology course in English. That batch.
Okay, that's the